welcome everybody to our first Sunday program. And the first person on the agenda, dynamic Imam Agin Mohammed. He will be doing his session on Quranic Arabic. So we'll bring him before you right now. Okay. And
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Very happy to be here today, and I know you are too. And I wanted to say that the way we did last first Sunday, I reviewed it this morning, and you were great. So I want you to respond in the same way today. We want to finish up the Al-Fatiha. And so you see the three green dots. That's so anybody looking at it on screen. So you start the Al-Fatiha. We're continuing the Al-Fatiha. We're not starting in the middle. We're continuing. So there was a lesson before. So I hope that I think that if I talk loud enough, and I do talk pretty loud, that you'll be able to hear me. We're going to start with where we left off. We left off last week. Maliki Deen. And we syllabicated what we would do today. So we're going to do the syllables all the way through and then come back and identify those syllables, all right? So the first syllable in the first word is Iyaka. How many syllables in Iyaka? Three syllables. E, that's the first one, E. And the next one is what? Yeah, that's right. E, yeah. Excuse me. And then E, and then yeah. And the next syllable is what? Ka. Ka. That's right. That takes care of that first word, an E-ya-ka. And those of you, if you're new, you know we're doing this in two colors so you can readily identify the marks that represent the sounds. And those are the vowels. So they're in red, and then anything else is not sound but influencing sound, and they are identified linguistically as consonants. Consonants. So in every language there are vowels and consonants. And I'm sure you remember that the only real sound in any language, including Arabic, is the representing sound of the vowels. Everything else is influencing the vowels, either from the front, from the back, or from both sides. You remember that? Because when I get back to these syllable identifications, I want you to remember that and not tell me same thing. All right. Okay. Iyaka, that's the first word. The next word is na-budu. Na-budu. All right. How many syllables in na-budu? Three syllables. Na. And I want you to notice also the difference in the way letters are made depending on whether it's not at the beginning of a word or whether or not it's by itself or in the middle of a word, okay? There are four different ways that the vowels look. And I'm writing all three of these, and then I go back and do the re. And I'll do the wa also. If it's in the middle, if it's by itself, it looks a certain way. If it's in the beginning of a word, it's a certain way. And if it's at the end of a word. So there are four different ways. By itself, beginning, middle, and end of a word. So, for instance, and I'm saying that to you, for instance, this letter here, this is what it looks like at the end. This is what it looks like in the middle, see? And this is what it looks like at the end, all right? So you don't get confused. And now let's, the first syllable was what? Na, right? Are you still there?
Yep. Yeah.
All right. I don't know if I don't hear from you. It's just because you're looking good. I've seen corpses looking good. That's what they say. You sure did look natural. You're looking pretty natural out there. Let me hear you sound like. Okay, what's the next syllable? Now, and then the next syllable is what? Boo. All right. And the next syllable? Do. And then the next word is a one-syllable word. So what is that syllable? What is that syllable? What is that word? Wah. Wah. All right. That's a one-syllable word. So we did two words there. And then the next word is a repetition of the first one. So we go on and do it very quickly. And it's What is it again? The very same word we had the first. Now, yeah. That's a yeah, not short yeah. If you say yeah, that's something different. You shorten the vowel, it's something different. All right. Yeah. That's E. Oh, I forgot. I left the vowel out there. Thank you. Why didn't you tell me? You're supposed to tell me, you know. E. And then yeah. I'm doing it backwards, but I'm trying to save the time because we're moving expeditiously today. All right, yeah. And the next syllable is ka, right? E, yeah, ka. All right. E, yeah, ka. And the next word is what? Nesta'in. Nesta'in. How many syllables? 3 syllables. Oh, thank you. Oh, now I need another name. Can I borrow your hand too? All right, that's I can have it. Okay, nesta'in. And how many syllables in nesta'in? 3 syllables. Nesta'in. Nesta. Let's do the ta. And then ain. All right. Now let's go back and put our sound on it. Nes. Ta. Ain. And because that's at the end of the now it can be pronounced different, but the way that we're teaching it is the most common way of saying. So we drop the last vowel. This is actually nesta'in, but we're going to drop the last vowel because that's the way, and that's what we do when we're syllabicating. We say it the way that it would sound. Not we can never ignore writing the vowels where they belong, but there are certain cases such as end of a syllable end of a sentence where we drop the last vowel. So nesta'in, and then we put the sukoons on the blue is sukoons, remember, which means no vowel sound, but we didn't forget. Now we don't put a sukoon here on the noon here because we only use sukoon where it's supposed to be. Although we are treating it as if the noon is if it's sukoon, okay, meaning no vowel sound. But we don't write a vowel sound on it because, first of all, that would be presentationally, if I can make a word up, presentationally incorrect, because you can never have 2 sukoons side by side. Okay, all right. Okay, nesta'in, and then we go to the next ayah. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. What's the next word? Ihdinas. But because it's going into a saw, it's going to sound heavy. Instead of this is ihdina. The word is ihdina, but it's going into this heavy letter here, saw. So and most people do say ihdinas, but it really should be say ihdinas, because this letter is being influenced, this vowel is being influenced on both the front and the back. Okay, so ihdina, let's do the ihdina. All right. Now see what that letter looks like in the beginning position? And this is what it looks like when it's by itself. All right. All right, now let's give it some sound here. D. All right. Ihdina. And this word is going to now be joined to the next word as sirat. So we're going to drop the vowel here. We'll call wasl, the vowel on the first letter here, in favor of the vowel at the end of ihdina. Okay, let me put my sukoons here. And therefore, these first 2 marks here are not going to be pronounced at all. You see we have the little W on this letter here. That's a shadda. It means that this letter is double. And we'll be talking about that in more detail as we get along. It's called the sun letter rule. That's what's happening here, the sun letter rule. Okay? So ihtina, but now we're going into mustaqim. So we got ihtinas. We're going to skip this and this and go to C. Okay. Ra, Tal, Mus, Ta. And I'm going to write this last syllable down here. I should have been spacing better. Qim, Qim. We're not supposed to start a new line in Arabic. If you can't finish it on that line, then you'd always take the whole word back. But to save time, we're just going to stick this down here, the Qim down here. But that's not correct. I want you to understand that we should actually, can't finish it on one line, you should go to the next line. Qim. Okay. Now let's see, we have Dinas, C. I left out one of my scenes, one of my salts. Nas, and then there's two of them. So let's see if we can squeeze that in a little bit closer. This one is Nas, and then C. See, because you see the shaddaf, there's two of them. Okay. All right. So the first one is Sukoon, Nas. And then the second one has what vowel on it? Kasra, which is C. C. Ra, C. And they still left the letter out. Y'all better say something. Mess around here, we've been taught the world wrong. And y'all are going to be blamed too, because you were there. And you didn't say anything. Yeah. All right. Ihdinas Sirata Siratal Mus. Okay. I have some dots missing. I can't let that go. I know y'all let me go because y'all like me. Yeah. Oh, that's all right. That's Brother Agin. Okay. Dinas Siratal Mustaqim. All right. And put this in your mind that this theme should actually be on the line with this here. All right. But because we are trying to move expeditiously due to the time, we ask you to tolerate and ask Allah to forgive us. All right. Ihdinas Siratal Mustaqim. Now, here's the word sirat again. We had as-sirat here. Now it's just sirat. Okay, and I don't know. It should siratal. Yes, siratal. So we've done that word, but we'll do it again. C, the syllable C, and then ra, dal, la. And I'm rushing here because I got something I want to say to you after. La, zi, na. Okay, now let's go back and put our vowels on. Si, ra, tal, la, zi, na. Okay. Dal, we had a sukoon on the first lamb. Dal. La, di, na. And I'm sirata. This is what we call an appositive here. Sirata ladina. Letting us know what we mean by an appositive. I don't know what they call an appositive in Arabic or not, but that's what we call it in English, an appositive. Meaning you have a term, a noun, but you might not know exactly which one it's referring to. So as sirat al-ladin, it says sirat al-mustaqim, sirat al-mustaqim, and to make sure that we know